Next song you had Take Control featuring Snoop Dogg, a little smooth, laid back type song. Once again, not for me. Cash.
Skip. Moneybag Yo came out, just came through in the clutch for him and delivered a verse. And Moneybag Yo is one of my favorite newer artists in terms of what he's talking about, that street shit, and just really kind of blending it well with his ascendants. You know what I mean? So I hate that he was put in this position to rap over a beat that he really didn't do well on.
It's good for what it is. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm leave it at that. It's a pop type song that can go anywhere. Maybe featured on the movie later on. This song was not for me, so I'm not gonna even must dog it like that. It's something he probably had to get out, and it can reach into other realms and other spaces with different demographics. Wasn't for mine.
You know, overall, I understand it's the tough task that Swiss had to do. You could say you wish he brought in different sounds,
but I didn't feel like they helped out like enough on
it still sounded heavily leaning toward what Swiss would do.
Welcome back, people. This is Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. I'm your boy, Mr. Prez, and with me always,
it's your boy Cash, aka Exec P. What's happening, good people?
All right, we're gonna be quick with this one, man. Nope. Cash, new people. Tell them who we are and what we do.
Too easy, Prez. This is Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast, a podcast about music, sports, culture, entertainment. Every Tuesday we drop 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're going to get shenanigans. You're going to get real talk. You're going to get barbershop talk all rolled up in one. That's Don't Sleep on the Couch in a nutshell, man. That's my elevator speech.
Hey, yes, we got episodes coming out weekly, but we do have surprise content, bonus drops that happen on our YouTube in our audio section. This is one of those things right here. As promised, we didn't have the DMX in our weekly reviews. So
episode 110.
Episode 110 is out there for download, out there for you to view on YouTube as well with the timestamp. So we appreciate your time. But this is the DMX Exodus review.
So with that said, man, let's get into the album, man. So the first song up we got is That's My Dog featuring The Lock. So off the rip, how do you feel about that song?
The verses was the highlight of this. The Locks and DMX, both came with it, and I like the way it punctuated at the end with him just saying this piece and ending. That I did not. The chorus took away from the song a lot from me, but overall the verses I felt like was solid.
Yeah, same here, man. Kiss could not do no wrong. Pretty much everybody on the track sounded like they sounded back in the day. Kiss was razor sharp. Styles P did what Styles P normally did, but the verse that I liked the most was Sheek Louch. Like he came in there with that raw, unapologetically black type vibe, and I liked everything about what Sheek was saying, and then X wrapped it up beautifully. So to me, it was good energy. It was standard Rough Riders-esque type sound with the repetitive hook. So I didn't mind that before because I haven't minded it in the past. And initially I was being overly critical of the hook, but then as I listened to it, went back into his prior work, there's repetitive hooks all throughout his catalog, especially the first 3 albums, which I like a lot. So that made me come down off the hook thing and just appreciate the verses for what they are, because that's what we came here for. The verses. The Locks and X.
Yeah, that's what we really want to hear. But I mean that chorus did eat at me a lot. I understand what you're saying, the repetitive, like it could be like go back in the past, it's there. Well, this one was just boring to me. I just did not like, and I think it took away from the song. But next we had Bath Salts with Jay-Z and Nas. And
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
man. So this is one of the ones that was being promoted. Everybody was like, "Yo, Jay Nas is on another song together," and this is one where I gotta say this shit sounds dated as hell, especially when it come to Jay. Like he was mentioning Kim Kardashian, who else? Holly Berry lines, and it don't even sound like a flow that he's even rapping like right now. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, yo, with such a project, and especially with DMX passing, I'm not sure if Jay really was like, y'all just go ahead and go with that verse, but it really didn't go with how everybody else came on it. Like Nas came through and sounded just like how Nas sounded on King's Disease, and this run that he's on, he's rapping extremely well. So I couldn't figure out why Hove wouldn't go back and kind of redo that verse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't feel like he got to. He thought he had to, and yeah, on this one, I guess I personally got locked up and lost in like the momentous of like just how momentous this is. Just Jay Z, Nas, and DMX. So as much as some of the things I can hear what you're saying, like could bother people, like to me, it's just man, I'm just amazed to have these three on the track together and it not sound trash. Everybody like it still flows and fits. So got nothing bad to say about this song. I like it. I can see why other people could have their flaws in it. I personally don't though.
I feel you. I feel you. I just, as many times if they collabed at this point, this is probably going to go down as one of my least favorite, and that's just because Nas was the only one I really rocked with on this, man. Even X, I yeah, this one wasn't it for me.
But even on the Nas on this, now I will say this because he appears on the album later on. I don't feel like this was Nas' best presence
No,
on the album.
it's not. It's not. It's
No,
definitely, we gonna get to that for sure, for
yeah.
sure. What's the next one up, Press?
We got Dogs Out with featuring Lil Wayne.
I'll let you have this.
Man,
This your guy. I'll let
tired
you.
of
You
tired of
got it.
hearing tired of hearing the flipping of the Harlem Shake type beats. Done with that. Like stop. We done had enough. You can only do it so many times to make it fresh. It's not no more. It just seems like you're lazy at this point with it. For real. I don't think the artist fits the beat or they don't link up well. Him and DMX. I thought Lil Wayne was lazy with his flow on it, constantly flipping dogs out, and it's just using the simplest thing to rhyme with it. It didn't really think he went too deep in any of it. Just the whole rhyme scheme. Uh, he had a few good punchlines. I will give him that. He had a punchline here and there, but like it was still basic stuff. It wasn't nothing in depth. You know what I mean? Nothing that's gonna make you really think and like make you put Wayne. If Wayne was falling off your list, he continued to fall off on this song. That's how I'm gonna put it. You know what I mean? This is nothing to like you to put Wayne back in that top tier, that top echelon of your rhymers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a bad verse overall. It's a bad beat. Neither one of them sounded good on it, and I get it. This is a posthumous album, and I get it, man. But these artists on here that are still living, they had a chance to do what they needed to do on this, and like you said, man, that Harlem shake type vibe beat, I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't ever want to hear it again. Swiss is way too talented of a producer to mail it in like that with this type of beat. And I saw them at the listening party and he was running this back like crazy. And then when I got the song, I was like, this right here is ass. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing about it. It don't sound good in the whip. It don't sound good in your headphones. It don't sound good on your home. It's nothing about it. It's good. And then, it
Even
seems
the
like,
speaking at the beginning, like at the very beginning when he's speaking like the intro of the song, it was just like, nah, I'm already feeling I'm not gonna like this and just continued on with the song.
And that's a theme throughout the album too, like too much Swiss at times. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like the you could
yeah,
tell some of the hooks was Swiss inspired, and it's not like, I don't even want to compare him to a Pharrell or anything like that, but it just seems like Pharrell has more versatility when it comes to the hooks, not just repetitive things. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's Dogs Out. Yeah, we on that long enough, man. So next joint up,
okay,
Money 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 featuring Moneybagg Yo. So
yeah,
can I start this one off, Prez, real
yeah.
quick?
Go ahead, go ahead.
All right. So if it wasn't for the Breakfast Club interview, listening to Swiss Beats and really understanding that, I forget who he said, someone else was on this track, and I forget who it was, but Moneybagg Yo just came through in the clutch for him and delivered a verse. And Moneybagg Yo is one of my favorite newer artists in terms of what he's talking about, that street shit, and just really kind of blending it well with his ascendants. You know what I mean? So I hate that he was put in this position to rap over a beat that he really didn't do well on at all. You know what I mean? This is bad over. This is an automatic skip. This is an automatic skip. Beats bad, verses are bad. Made me not even want to listen to X. If I didn't have respect for X, I would skip this in the first 30 seconds, man. So that's just me, man. How you feel about Money Money Money?
I like the Moneybagg Yo verse in it. DMX had a line in his other one talking about uh make rape Nick. And I was just like, huh? Hold up. It was a minute part of the bar, but I was just like, huh? Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know where you was going, what in the world you was thinking. I don't know what y'all New York people up there like, but I was just like, nah. I was just thinking like, oh, he's trying to be on some. He got done watching that Godfather of Harlem. That's what had. I was just like, man, minute part, but like it just took me out, and I was just like, nah, skip.
So nothing good about Money Money Money. All right. All right. So this is so far as a rough listen. So far it's a rough listen. And now we get to Hold Me Down. So I'll let you share your thoughts on that first.
All right, so I thought I had a corrupted download when I first heard this song because that beat when I first heard it just sounded like it's a CD skipping, you know what I mean? Or like I said, like you had a download that was like having the flaws of like Title had a bad version of this song. I did not like the beat in the background. Alicia Keys, DMX, I think did very well. I like what they was doing on the album all the way up until the end. I didn't like Alicia Keys like outro. That part was a bit too much on the song, but everything else about the song, I really did appreciate. If it if it wasn't for that beat, I would play this a lot more.
Okay. So the beat for me was very I know what they was going for. They was going for that uplifting sound and to get out of kind of what they started with. That's My Dog, Bath Salts, Dogs Out, Money Money Money. Those are all like up tempo songs, street s type songs. And then when you get to Hold Me Down, then to me this is like the 50-year-old perspective of a DMX that I was waiting on this type of album. You know what I mean? It seems like he was getting warmed up with the old formula of doing things, start out strong with the features and what you think's gonna catch everybody, then let me get into the B-sides. So I like this. The first verse was all raw emotion, the things that we like X for, the slip-ins and things like that. And then the second verse is like, you know, it hurts when people that I love don't want me, want it all from me, but they think they could judge me. You know, like that just captured everything that he was talking about in the Drink Champs and just other interviews and things of that nature, how he helped so many people. And then, you know, people shitted on him when he wasn't at his highest. So I loved everything about out the song, and Alicia Keys, she did well on it too as well. So I did dig that.
Except for that last 20 seconds. I didn't,
I don't even
like
remember that.
That's when it was like it went to acapella almost, and her just trying to do.
Okay.
It was doing too much. It was adding too much on the track.
Too much sauce. Too much sauce.
Yeah. It was just like it wasn't needed. Just end the song.
So next up, Skyscrapers featuring Bono.
It's good for what it is. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm leaving it at that. It's a pop type song that can go anywhere. Maybe featured on the movie later on. This song was not for me, so I'm not gonna even must dog it like that. It's something he probably had to get out, and it can reach into other realms and other spaces with different demographics. Wasn't for mine.
This reeks of Eminem and Skylar Grey all over. And you know how I feel about Eminem and Skylar Grey. So it wins because of just that sound. You know what I mean? And X didn't mess it up. Bono didn't mess it up. So it works. It works for what they are trying to do. And this will play on top 40 outside of hip hop and R&B continuously. Just based off what they did in their sleep. So I'm cool with the Eminem and Skylar Grey rendition, but this is another big track that captured X speaking on the things that he was going through in the rawest form. Like that's all I'll say about this. Like, didn't dislike it, wasn't overly hyped about it. These are the tracks that I typically on an album. Okay, know why they did it. Next.
It wasn't for me.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. This ain't for me. This was for somebody else. Then you had like the thing that threw me out of line here was just like, and I think they realized they was gonna lose a couple people, and just to jar you back into the album and the hip hop realm was that skit that they had right after this, that stick up skit, because it was just totally random. And just like get on the wall. And I was like, whoa, short skit.
Whoa,
didn't really like elaborate much on it.
Yeah. Intro into Hood Blues. It was intro into Hood Blues.
Hood Blues, man. Like this is the standout track on this album for me. And you're talking about an album that had Nas, Jay-Z, and DMX on it. You had the Locks featured on here, but the Griselda, they came with it, man. And like, you know how I feel about West Side Gun. I say like, I can't deal with him in large doses. Like, so when they have his album, just because of the sound, the high pitched voice, like I understand. Like, but when he comes on the song, he's like featured on a verse, and you got like doses of him, he kills it, man. And I ain't saying nothing about what I'm saying. I'm just saying like he has that higher tone, and like I can't listen at that for a full album. That's just me. I know other people think totally different, but I'm saying on this one, where he just got a verse and messing around with the chorus, like it's cool. Like I really liked him on here with Benny the Butcher and Conway and DMX, and I thought all four of them came with it. This is a classic song to me, and one of the ones like like I said, some of the songs would make a DMX best of. This is one to me.
Yeah, this up there with them posse cuts. Like, thank you, Benny and Conway and X. I mean, even Westside. Even Westside had a good, memorable verse and line in there. I also like Conway, man. Oh Lord, like shoot a 14, he don't read or write. That's the ignorant bar. And then I'm Kyrie hitting dudes with the hezzy on the court. Like, he was coming with them at bar after bar after bar. And I know everybody rocks with Conway. And Benny's most of the people's favorite. But y'all gotta start watching out for this dude, because he coming out punching every single verse with no matter who's on the track. So Hood Blues and X came through and cleaned it up a la 1998, blackout, like that. This was a tough. And I ain't like it at first. I ain't like it when it dropped as a single. No. But in the scope of an album context, this was welcomed. This was a welcome addition.
So I'm glad I didn't listen at the single like you did and get spoiled from this because, like, as I'm listening to the album and I just heard that the song with Bono, and it's kind of this was like, okay, hold up.
Whew, I didn't know where they
They
was
got
going
some
with
gems
this.
on here.
I didn't
They
know
got
where
some
they was
gems
going with
on
this,
here.
but thank you. Thank you that gave us Hood Blues.
Exactly.
Oh
Then
man.
next song you had "Take Control" featuring Snoop Dogg, a little smooth, laid back type song. Once again, not for me. Cash,
Skip.
you the R&B. You the
Skip.
R&B.
Skip. I'll never play this song again. Ever.
All
Ever.
right then. That's
Yeah.
good. That's all we need to say about it.
Yep.
Walk in the Rain. Nas had his
Denon.
daughter on here
Yep.
and had his daughter at the end. Um, it was a great song. This was the better verse from Nas.
Yes, sir.
You're seeing the mood of the album start to change a little bit more laid back. He got some a message to tell to his family and all this, you know, admitting the wrongs. This is like X been doing this for years, you know what I mean? And he's great at doing these type of things. He knows that he knows his faults, but putting it on pen and just so how everybody can relate. And like I be looking at it if I was like the family member or somebody that he's talking back, man. It's hard to just stay mad at the dude.
Oh yeah, you got plenty of family members like that, plenty of friends. Like, no matter how much they mess up, no matter how much things they forget, not at family functions, not at friend functions, it's just like when you hear this song, like that's kind of what I think about is like, yo, that person may be going through certain things. You know what I mean? So in X, man, like I wish the whole album was a bunch of walking in the rains, the hold me downs. Even I would even let skyscrapers be a part of it because as our vets are aging, you want to hear real shit. I mean hood blues when done right, like the right features, but I do want to hear things like Nas is saying about, he had a line in here where he was like, you know how we don't see our friends over, years at a time, but when we meet back up, it's still all love. Nobody's taking it personal because they didn't get a phone call once a month, or you take all those things into consideration as far as everybody having life to live, doing their things, ups and downs, losses, failures, moving around. So that one hit me for real. And then my life should be an Ava DuVernay flick. Nas on here getting in his bag, and he sounds amazing. And I cannot wait for the next the real deal feature length LP from him, because the zone he in, he's picking the right beats to get on. He's messing, that Hit Boy thing, man. I think that took him, and he saw what happened from that, and he's just rapping really well. And then X, man, like this one made me really, really miss X, man. And the hook, the Nas hook, was also another key piece to this song. Like, this is a beautifully put together track, man.
Yeah. And then you had the Exodus skit with his daughter, just talking, saying DMX, and like just a little, give yourself a little moment. It was a moment.
Yeah,
and then Letter to My Son, Call Your Father, Usher.
Man.
What?
Man.
Yeah, man, this one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Usher on the song, already. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a great mix. And they did not disappoint. They did not disappoint
Not
at all. You know how I was talking about Alicia Keys on the end extending the song. When Usher did it, it sounded perfect.
Yes, it did.
Because it was only like one verse, right?
Call your father. It's not too late.
Dropping his number like Mike Jones on here. Call your father. Like, he can't get in touch with his son, man. It was a touching moment, man. And like I said, once again, like if I was that family member, if I'm that son, I'm like, man, let me pick up this phone. I know it's been 5 years and I've been mad for you. Let me pick it up. Let me give him a call. Like he done got to me.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I mean, you know me, man, and my Rocky history and stuff like that, and getting my family life back on track. You know what I'm saying? So this, like, for every father out there that has a troubled relationship with their kid, this one had to hit you in the heart, man. Like it really did. I played this song back like several times, and I remember as I'm driving and peeking out the corner of my eye, and my old lady looking at me, seeing if I felt something, because all of the things he was saying, as far as you were raised by your mother and you have those thoughts in your head about me. I know I wasn't perfect. He had the line about, even though I didn't do the drugs, I'm happy that you didn't do the drugs. And I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but I think y'all know what I'm getting at with this song. That
He was
was
saying
one of
he
those
did them, and
things.
like you seen the bad effects of it, so
Right, right.
that made you turn away from it. So yeah,
Right. So yeah, that's kind of one of them things to where any dude that wants to be in his kid's life, that's trying to be in his kid's life, that's getting pushback or negative words are being said about you behind your back while you're trying to do everything, and none of the things that you're doing are being seen or whatever, see the light of day in that kid's head. This song had to hit you hard if you got some type of heart. And then when the violins and Usher came in, oh yeah, I about lost it, man.
call your
I about lost
father.
it. About, yeah, call your father. Lost it.
Cash, you
Lost it.
know people gonna call you. They're gonna say you soft for
Oh
feeling
yeah, I
something in
am.
this
I
song.
am. But when you go through some real shit in life, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are the songs that resonate with you, man. Like, come on. It's a lot of hard ass dudes that cried to slipping. You did too.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You may not have
Absolutely
cried
did.
physically, but you inside, you welted up. It's all right, man. Let that shit out, Prez. Let that shit out, man. Let that shit out,
Yeah.
man. But anyway,
Hey,
but yeah,
so
this is a dope song, man. I loved everything about it. I played the hell out of it, to be honest with you.
yeah. And then he ended it with the prayer. I think this was an older prayer from when Kanye was doing the Sunday school service, and he came there and did something. I think that's it, right?
I'm
I'm
not
correct
sure.
about
I'm
that,
not sure.
because it sounded like that. And when Kanye was doing all those Sunday school services, and it sounded like something from that, because like it didn't sound like something he did in a studio.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but that I
But
think. Go ahead.
X always ends with a prayer. Did it again, killed it on that portion. So he was he had his faith. He believed in what he believed in, and that was always shown all the way to the end. I like that. Like each one of his capped out. No matter what he was talking about on the song, he knew the wrongs and the rights he was doing, and he knew he needed to ask for forgiveness for what he was. And that's how these prayers always ended. So
For sure.
feel it, feel it, feel it.
All right, man. Final thoughts on the album.
It's okay. It's a good album. It's not great. Like I said, there's some tracks on here that's coming out. That Usher song, the Walk in the Rain, the Hood Blues. Uh, I will listen at the Lock song on occasion. That's about it.
For what it's worth, I was looking forward to this album since the Drink Champs interview. And when I got it, I understood what I was going to get from the outset. So I got to grade this with a curve, because I believe a lot of these songs probably wouldn't even have came out that way, but that's what you got to deal with the posthumous album. So I'm cool with it for the most part. Again, it probably won't crack my rotation, but Letter to My Son, Walking in the Rain, Hood Blues, those are my favorite tracks off of here. And those will be in my reoccurring playlist wherever, throughout the year. So disappointed in Jay-Z, just Jay-Z on that song. Nas and X killed it. But, overall, I understand it's the tough task that Swiss had to do. You could say you wish he brought in different sounds, but He did bring in different producers, but it just sounds like his
He did.
sound
It
dominated.
was different producers
Yeah,
that was helping out on a couple of these
yeah,
songs,
it did.
but I didn't feel like they helped out like enough on like I
It still sounded heavily
yeah,
leaning toward what
Swiss.
Swiss would do. So to me, I would have loved to hear X go back with Dame Grease one more time from the first album and a little bit of the second album. But you know, that was lightning in a bottle. And sometimes you can't recapture the past. So, you know, rest in peace to X. It was good to hear him. It was good to see where he was mentally as he was recording this. And I'm just happy that we got some more X, man.
Yeah, yep, agreed. And I'm glad that we did not put out this review with earlier.
Yeah,
I'm glad
sometimes
we
you
had a
need
little bit
time.
more time to listen to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that said, I'm Cash, one half of the Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast team. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at DSC_podcast. As you can see, if you're visually looking, if you're listening, that's where we're at on all social media platforms. If you want to listen to the podcast, go to our website, www.dsc.com. So dscpodcast.com, sorry. So that's where you can find us. It's really that simple, man. Sports, music, entertainment, culture, each and every week, Tuesdays at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Said it all, Mr. Prez. We out.